International Women's Day will be celebrated on March 8 and this year's theme is Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. Well, even after so many years there is inequality. Pankwilla every year celebrates the day by talking to strong women who have tried to bring change in society through their strong persona. And today in its popular Woman Up series we have a very strong and famous journalist Barkha Dutt with us who shared her thoughts on her book titled To Hell and Back Humans of COVID. When asked Barkha to shed some light on the title of her book, she said the title is because I feel that what India and all of us people have gone through the trauma of the last 2 years is something probably that this nation has collectively has never gone through. My exposure to COVID, as you said, began with my just going from my studio to the Delhi border after the lockdown, and when I saw men and women, little children leaving cities, daily wage workers, they were going back to their villages. But they were walking because what we forget is that in the first wave there was no public transport, airports were shut, there were no trains, there were no buses, there was nothing. Some of them have no food, some of them didn't have water when I meet them on the way. They would walk 100, sometimes more than 1000 kilometers back to their villages. So when I first saw this I realized COVID cannot be told sitting in the studio. COVID has to be reported out there among the people. Moving ahead, it is worth mentioning here that India has the first time announced lockdown because of coronavirus in March 2020. Speaking further on her book, the eminent journalist said 2 reasons for the title Hell and Back is the trauma that we as a people have gone through and emerged from and are trying to leave behind. And Humans of COVID, because this is the book about all the people that I met in these 2 years. And we often talk about COVID in terms of dashboard and numbers of cases and numbers of deaths. But for me it is about the people behind the numbers, the stories behind the numbers, the humans behind the numbers. And hence To Hell and Back Humans of COVID. Well, the lockdown was also announced during the second wave. But during the third wave COVID restrictions were imposed and no lockdown was imposed. Also read Sonu Sood on oxygen shortage amid COVID-19 pandemic, what country are we living in?